What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over a new nerf to the War Machine hover jets or jetpack, and you did hear that correctly. There was a new nerf to this item that was just applied today. I'm not talking about the one from last week. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below what you think of this change. The gameplay in this video is going to be from before the update, but there will be some bits where I'm in a custom match showing the changes that was after the update. So what Fortnite changed is the War Machine hover jets velocity break multiplier was increased by 100%. What this means is when you exit the hover mode, you now have 2x the speed reduction than you did before. Whereas before you would just keep the momentum. So if you boosted and then stopped boosting, you would keep that momentum until it's kind of natural progression. Now there is a stop point. When you exit the jetpack, you kind of lose that momentum. And when you exit the boost, you lose that momentum. And then the boost launch time, or the speed you get from boosting, was decreased by 60%. I know a lot of people are going to hear these changes and think the jetpack is ruined. It's trash now. There's no point in using it. But I do not think that's the case. I'll have some footage on screen right now of me doing the dash after the nerf. And you can see I'm still getting around the map pretty quickly. This is definitely faster than walking. I initially questioned whether or not it had even been nerfed when I was doing this in a custom. I was like, did this change happen yet or what? Because it feels good still. Where you really notice the change is when you're going to be doing something like flying through the air and boosting. I feel like you notice it then a lot more, but when you just do the dash, you don't notice it. And then you'll also notice this with a lot of the ways that people would kind of combine the dash with other movement in the game. So I'm sure you guys may have seen those clips where people are getting around the map incredibly fast, combining the War Machine hover jets with things like the nitro rings, launch pads, or the umbrellas that are around the map, or tires. It seems like those exploits or those tricks is what this nerf was targeting. So when you go through a nitro ring with the jetpack now, if you boost when you go through the ring, you don't go nearly as far as you did before, and you don't carry that momentum for as long. Whereas before the update, you would carry that momentum a lot more, and so getting the speed boost from going through the ring and the jetpack felt very good, and you would get very far. It doesn't really seem like that big of a deal anymore. And then the same is true of umbrellas. It used to be that if you boosted into an umbrella, you would go pretty far and pretty fast, and combining the momentum boost you got from hitting the umbrella with the jetpack just did some crazy things, and people were basically traveling around the map in a minute. I think those are what was targeted in this update, and those things are not going to work anymore. So if you were someone that liked that super mobility, kind of going through the nitro ring with the jetpack, going through the umbrellas with the jetpack, I think there was a launch pad version as well. Seems like all of that has been patched, and it's really not going to be that beneficial for you to do it anymore. And then also just soaring through the sky and boosting, I feel like those people are going to be much easier to track than they were before. Could just be kind of placebo because I'm thinking into it a lot more now, but it seemed like when I just used the jetpack and boosted, it felt so much slower than it did before. But the dash, where you just kind of quickly jetpack around on the ground and don't really stay in the air for too long, it seems like that trick still very much works, and it still felt good to me to do that. So I don't think that was killed in this update. It might be a bit slower than it was before, and I'm just not really noticing it. But it's still something that's useful. It's still something that's good. And I think the jetpack is still going to be kind of the premier mobility item this season, especially when you consider the fact that it recharges over time, whereas shockwaves, are a resource that you find and then use. The fact that the jetpack is unlimited and comes back over time, I think is just a huge point of value. And until that is addressed, I feel like the jetpack is pretty much always going to be better than the shockwaves. I think there was a trick as well with shockwaves and the jetpack. I didn't test it for this video, but I would assume that got patched as well. I actually didn't think to test that, but it seems like they tried to kill the super movement of the jetpack while leaving the dash or the bunny hop in play, and that seems to be how it played out for me when I was testing it. Let me know what you guys think of this change. I feel like for the average player, this really isn't that big of a deal, but for competitive players, being able to rotate around the map that fast kind of broke the game in some ways. And the FNCS Global Championship LAN is next weekend, or the weekend after this upcoming one. It's September 8th and 9th, I think. So it's like very close to happening. So having just god mobility around the map and just being able to not worry about rotating kind of would have ruined that event. So I think this change is a good thing, and I'm happy that the jetpack is still usable. I was kind of sad when I saw this change, like, is the jetpack going to be trashed now? But I still think it feels good to use in the dash. It's definitely faster than walking around the map. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you found this video to be helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like. Subscribe if you like some more. I'm going to let some gameplay play out that I got from stream recently, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. It's like playing whack-a-mole. If anyone wants to clip that, I would appreciate it. Wait, does anybody in chat use it? Oh, this guy's a problem, low-key. Yeah, I like the pickaxe trick in the game. Is like how does the Fortnite Reddit feel about like the nerfs to the Marvel items that have happened this season? Obviously there's a bunch of people on there, so it's not just one opinion, but like what is the consensus? Like, are they pissed about it, or is it like good? On the same wavelength as you, they feel good. That's actually very surprising. This guy has good aim. He's gonna have to do something though. I assume he's gonna go for a rift. Is that like 110 damage? Nice. That guy's aim was good though. Like, I'm not even trolling. That's why I wanted to fight him close range. Because he seemed scared. Like, he was playing extreme range, so I thought if we had a close range fight versus him, like, I would just win it. I don't want to, like, keep fighting him mid-range and get beamed by him. Oh, man.